Hey guys, PDC here for a DPP replay. Finally, we're coming back at it. Anyway, this is a DPP replay of Smogon Superstars game vs. EO. If you haven't checked out the other two games, Black and White XY, then you should go ahead and watch those two videos and like them. But this is for a DPP game, so I hope that you guys are gonna like this. This is one of my most requested gens. Gen 4 is my favorite generation to play. It's just overall the most fun thing ever. But anyway, I guess we're going to go ahead and get started here, and I hope you guys enjoy. So let's go ahead and get this replay started. EO is going to go ahead and leave it a Flygon, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it a Zapdos. Now, I make a pretty good play right off the bat here. EO's going to go ahead and U-turn me, and I'm going to go ahead and U-turn myself, because I did predict EO to go into something like Tyranitar or Heatran, a tank and HPIs coming from the Zapdos. I go ahead and just get my U-turn out, because I do not want to deal with having to, beat those things. If it's like Scarf Tyranitar, that could be a problem with Pursuit. Heatran does not give a damn, and you can Fire Blast me or something like that. I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out to my Flygon. But I immediately noticed that he does not have leftovers, and I think that he's probably Scarf. I did kind of hesitate there, but I do just end up deciding to go to Scizor and tank the Ice Punch. I take basically no damage from that, and I'm just going to go ahead and return the favor and U-turn out again on whatever he brings in. Now, he's going to go ahead and switch into Heatran here, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the U-turn. Now, obviously, it's going to do not much damage at all, but any residual damage against EO is pretty good, especially considering I have Zapdos on my side, and Zapdos does look like it'd be a pretty good Pokemon to have on my side against his team so far. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Surf here. I didn't want to bother going for the rocks. I figured he would have a Spinner or something like that, or he'd bring in something that's going to beat my Empoleon. My Surf does a decent amount to his Starmie, not too much, but it does chip it. He's going to go ahead and Surf me in return, as I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Grass Knot, which does a lot of damage to that Starmie. Now, of course, I was kind of worried here by Thunderbolt. I thought he could definitely Thunderbolt me, but instead he just decides to go for the Recover. And in return, I'm going to go ahead and go for a Grass Knot again and kill the Starmie, because Starmie is one of the most annoying Pokemon ever. I mean, seriously, it is really annoying, and I'm glad Empoleon was able to kill it without it getting hurt by Thunderbolt, because Empoleon, as you will see, does end up being a key player later in the game. But anyway, he goes ahead and brings in a Zapdos, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Flygon, which admittedly was kind of a predictable play. EO go ahead and makes a great move, and Hidden Power ices my Flygon and takes it out. He probably knows my entire team, since this is a pretty well-known team here. But I'm going to go ahead and go out to my Zapdos, and I'm just going to go ahead and fire off a Thunderbolt, HP Ice, whatever I can just to weaken this guy's team. Now, EO's going to go ahead and switch in his Flygon, and I honestly should have HP Ice there. When I look back at it, I really did not have I didn't really have a reason not to. But EO's going to go ahead and go for a Dragon Claw here, and I guess I am going to get the KO on Flygon after all, as HP Ice is going to kill it, and that is good. I guess he thought I might have been Specs, but I was not, so I don't know. I mean, if I were him, I probably still would have went for the Earthquake if he thought I was Specs. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt on his Heatran, and he's going to ahead and kill my Zapdos, but not without Zapdos doing at least 60% of that Heatran. Perfect amount of damage to that guy, and having a weakened Heatran is always good for a team like mine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Starmie. Hydro Pump, he's going to protect. I'm not sure what item he is. He might be Pasho. Like I said, I'm not too sure, but he does not have leftovers, so he could be something like Shuka as well. And then he brings in my worst nightmare at this point. He brings in Abomasnow. Now, Abomasnow walls Empoleon, it walls Starmie. The only things that really do much damage on the team is Scizor and Breloom, who both hate Abomasnow for a reason of hail, and of course Breloom hates it because it can fire off a nice Blizzard or an Ice Shard or something like that to hurt it. So it's not really an easy switch in. Now luckily I am going to avoid the first Leech Seed here, and this does give me the ability to U-turn out of Abomasnow and scare it out. My main priority here is to just get up rocks with Empoleon here, because if I manage to do that, I can manage to keep Abomasnow semi under control, but it's still going to be pretty hard considering how annoying it is with Protect and Hail. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and go for the U-turn here, and he's going to go ahead and bring in his Heatran. Now, I'm figure at this point, I really cannot let Abomasnow get any ground against me. But I am forced to go to Starmie here, as Empoleon is going to be needed, and Starmie, it's not really going to do anything to Abomasnow, but it's not really going to die to it either, so that's good too. I just used Starmie as a pivot here, and now he's going to go ahead and go to his Abomasnow. I just go for the Thunderbolt, hoping to paralyze something or not miss with Hydro Pump. Sadly, I don't get it, and honestly, I didn't make as many plays as I wanted to in this game. Looking back at it, I probably should have just doubled the Scizor there, and that could have changed the outcome of the game greatly. As you're going to see, he is going to have the upper hand here with the Leech Seed Hail combination, which is incredibly annoying and something that I purely do not want to deal with at all in the slightest. Now, I could have went to Breloom here, which is another thing I did wrong, and I could have at least kind of killed another turn of Hail and Leech Seed, but that's my fault for just going straight for the U-turn there. He's obviously going to be scared out again. He's probably just going to go back right to his Heatran as a sacrifice, as he doesn't really want to miss anything else. But instead, he goes to his Zapdos, which at the moment is a absolute killer to my team. Zapdos does not pair up badly against anything I have at this point. I am forced to go to Breloom here, my Raspberry Barrette, and like I said, I don't really have an option here. Breloom is going to get his ass beat by HP Ice, and although I do have a little bulk, it's not going to be able to counter Zapdos at all. He does go for the Heat Wave, and however, somehow I live the Heat Wave, which was really shocking to me. Breloom is now in very, very low critical health. I just barely hang off in the Hail, but I am gaining some foothold here. I figure he's going to go ahead and sack something like Heatran here, but I'm not too sure. There are a lot of things he could do. He just decides to go out and sacrifice his Heatran, which is good for me. Heatran, you know, one less thing to absorb a U-turn, so now his only U-turn switches in his a sleeping Zapdos, which is definitely going to be annoyed by the Hail. But the Saw's going to do a decent amount. I'm going to be healing up slowly, but I don't really think it's enough to guarantee me being back in a healthy position, or anytime soon, really, especially considering Abomasnow probably carries Ice Shard. I decided just to go ahead and save my Breloom and go out to my Empoleon, the King, aka named after Masterclass. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and really just try to do as much damage as possible here, but I am being backed into a corner. The Abomasnow is my enemy, as I cannot really beat it, per se. Now, I guess I really don't have a choice other than to get Stealth Rock up here. I just decided to go for it since I really cannot hurt Abomasnow in the slightest with Empoleon. It would have been cool if I whipped out like an HP Fire or something, but sadly I don't have that. I need to remind myself to come up with something like that to counter team, like HP Fire and Empoleon. But I'm just going to go ahead and switch out to my Breloom here, and he does get the move right. He really didn't have a reason to protect there. Like I said, HP Fire and Empoleon is non-existent. And I'm just going to go ahead and basically let the Breloom die. And now, once again, I am forced to go to Scizor. It's all kind of winding down. I don't really have much of a chance here because Abomasnow is ridiculously healthy, full health. And I'm basically being backed into a corner. There's not much I can really do. U-turn is my only hope here, and we all know that he can just switch out and go for the Leech Seed again whenever I bring in my Starmie or Empoleon, which I am going to be forced to do. Now, at this point, my only real hope is I play extremely well and somehow get, you know, amazing rolls and low Ice Shards or Leech Seed misses. But at this point, it's really not looking that way. Even with rocks in the field against Abomasnow, I'm not really going to be able to do much. Now, I'm basically backed into a corner, like I said. Starmie is still at full health, and normally that'd be an amazing thing against any team this late in the game. But because he has such a perfect counter on Abomasnow, it doesn't really matter. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam, not risking the miss. He's going to go ahead and go to his Jirachi here, which is not going to really beat my Starmie, but it's going to do a decent amount of damage at U-turn if he decides to go for it. And I'm lacking any sort of recovery move, so that's going to be pretty bothersome. But I'm going to go ahead and go to my Empoleon, and at this point I am going to be in turret range, so this is my one last stand. He's going to go to his Abomasnow probably. There's really no reason not to. If I get a crit here with Torrent Surf, it is possible I can pull it off, as his team is progressively getting weaker. But then again, I still have to get around Jirachi and manage to hit Hydro Pump. But Surf does turn out to be just way too weak to really make an impact. Abomasnow is going to be healing up pretty comfortably, and I am being backed into a wall. He's too healthy for me to really take on here, and there's not much I can really do. I just decided to go for another Surf, hoping that, you know, he kills me, and I don't have to suffer the misfortune of dying from Leech Seed and restoring more of his health. But it looks like how this game is going to end up. He's at 60%, and even after the rocks, it's probably still not going to be enough for Starmie to beat him. So we're looking at pretty much a lost game here. Pretty much, you know, that's it. DPP, as you can tell, this is just going to be the U-turn game as of this point. Scizor is slowly being whittled down. Although rocks are on the field, I have to be extremely lucky to actually pull this off. I have no option but to U-turn here, so that's obviously what I'm going to do. I figure he's just going to go ahead and stack something like his Zapdos here, which he does not need at all. And I need my Starmie, and I really have no choice here. I have to go for the U-turn. I suppose I could have went for the superpower there, but I don't really know how that would have worked out. He probably could have Iron Flinched me to death or something like that. If I did go for the superpower, you know, maybe that would have worked out a little better. But I think Jirachi could have killed me then. If I went for the superpower, I think that might have been a better move there as well. But anyway, I'm just going to go over to Thunderbolt, hoping for a Paralysis, as this is going to be game to finish up. I really don't have much of a chance here. I can't really beat EO's Abomasnow. Thunderbolt, Paralysis is my only chance. I can't freeze an Ice type, and I'm not surprised HP Fire Starmie. So we're looking at pretty much a good game here. There's nothing I can really do. I hope for some reason he goes for and goes ahead and chokes here, goes for Protect. But he does make the right move and goes to the Leech Seed, and that pretty much seals my fate, as I am going to be dying to a combination of Leech Seed and Hail. I can't really do much. Like I said, this Abomasnow really put in work, and I'm just going to go ahead and forfeit. But anyway, that was a good game, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope hell, you guys enjoyed it who watched it. I'm back on the video grind, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Please subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one.